with some work and they need help with something, I go and help them. My best friend is DJ. Hashem knows, it sees and hears everything. I have 5, and I add another 5. So you put them together, it's 10. What if I add another 10? It's 20. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 1 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 10 is 16. 16 plus 16 is 32. I don't have a favorite mitzvot. I don't. They're all my favorite. I guess a taco, go to the hospital to save a with people that are really sick. Usfartem lachem, Brachas HaShabbos, Yom HaMiyachem, as Omer Hasnuta. Sheva Shabbos Tamimos, Shabbos Tamimos, Tiena, Amimacha, Tashas Hashis, Tisperu Hashem Yom, Sheva Shabbos Tamimos, Shabbos Tamimos, Tiena, Amimacha, Tashas Hashis, Tisperu Hashem Yom.
It's been an amazing 3 years. Everything in the classroom is actually there to help the child develop in a specific way. Every single work focuses on a skill. It can be astounding for a parent to come into a classroom and you'll see little children doing long division.
2,000, 100, 9, 10, 4 units divided by 3.
Thank God my children were able to really benefit from an environment where if they're able to do something, they would, continue doing it, and then if they're able to move on to the next level, there was another creative and engaging and intellectual way that they could master the next level.
Noach till Adam. Adam to Noach. Oh yeah, Adam till Noach.
When she came in as a little 2-year-old, she was taking it all in from the older kids. And as she graduated and she's now in her 3rd year, she often gets a chance to teach the younger students how to read the Aleph Bet. I feel like there is a real piece about looking after the emotional well-being of other friends, younger and older alike. And I often think that it has to do with this mixed age environment. And when I first sent her, I wasn't even aware of all the advantages of having different kids' ages together in a room. And only now I think that kids of all ages can grow so much from having this wide exposure.
At Gan Aliya, the children are not just receiving instruction, they are doing their own learning. And this gives them triumph after triumph of learning. I mean, they work, they may stumble, but they get it. And this, I think, nourishes confidence and courage also to know that they can take up the next challenge. And I think that is just wonderful.
Yecheskel came in and he was so little. And now he's leaving, he's almost 6, and he's totally unrecognizable since he started. And we really attribute so much of his growth to the amazing moras that he's had over the years.
I like them when Nancy helps me do math.
Another thing that we saw that is very unique to Gan Aliya is the Al Pi Darko Montessori method, which really fosters a true sense of curiosity for the kids, and it also shows it develops a sense of independence.
So we did a project and we measured everything in the class.
As a teacher myself, I feel that level of knowing each student so in depth, academically, socially, emotionally, knowing where they're holding, just in every single way, is really unique to Gan Aliya and their staff and their mission.
I love coming to school.
The teachers in Gan Aliya know the students and follow their development and are constantly tweaking things to interest the children and pull out their creativity and their learning and their desire to learn.
Rabbi came and he taught us about the timeline, like all the days, like the weeks, and what happened, like the time that they were fighting.
The program focuses on creating learners and powerful learners, not passive learners. Children learn through feeling and touching and doing. And concepts such as size and number and math and science and nature are all taught to them in very concrete, hands-on ways. And the children are able to grasp an understanding of these concepts that are really quite confusing.
Take them inside the bag and then you have to reach, like, this feels like fabric-y.
What does it mean when you have 1 and you add 1 and you get 2? It's not just squiggles on a page. They're able to see 1 block plus 1 block equals 2.
I had 7, so I'm gonna take 2 more, then there's only 5. I'm gonna take 1 more, it's 4. If I bring 2 more, it's 6.
Gan Aliya lives up to its name. It's a garden of going up. And the children are recognized at the earliest stage for what their interests and strengths are, just like a flower that hasn't yet blossomed. The teachers are taught to recognize, and they're expert at recognizing the potential of an unblossomed flower.
Flowers have a seed, and the seed grows into a little plant, which this little plant goes into a bigger plant, and the bigger plant goes into a flower. Hydrangea, daisy, sunflower, tulip.
Yehuda and Sarah love going to school. They come home, they talk about what they've done all day, they talk about who their friends are, they talk about the moras, and I've noticed that when they're given something to do, they're very organized. And I really think that they've gotten that from school.
After being in Gan Aliya for a short time, and even more so over time, Yehuda and Sarah have a very special kavana when it comes to learning. That's focus. They take a child's interest in math and bring that into social studies, English, science, even Limudei Kodesh, even Hebrew. Everything is integrated in such a way that there's going to be something that grabs a child and hooks a child to love the learning. And that's what's beautiful, most beautiful about the school.
First and foremost, I was super impressed with the testing. The testing administrator wasn't just asking dichotomous questions, yes or no, right or wrong, but really looking at the holistic child. In addition, just looking around the room and seeing all the incredibly stimulating toys and vehicles for learning, it was incredibly impressive to me. And third, it was wonderful to see the teachers, the warmth and the nurturing nature of the different instructors. And I thought that this would be a wonderful place to stimulate tremendous learning and love of Torah, Hashem, and all good things. At home, he loves reading. He begs us to get him more and more workbooks. He's now working on 2nd and 3rd grade workbooks in math. My children have learned tremendous skills, tremendous academic skills, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and those specifically academic skills, but they've also learned tremendous social emotional skills and skills that will carry them throughout life, skills related to respecting others, treating others well, and really appreciating not only themselves but others as well.
Our kids have learned so much. This Montessori style is unbelievable. Our 3-year-old has learned how to read here, Hebrew and English, which is, you can't find that anywhere else in any other school. They both learn on their own different tasks. They both do different things every single day. I think what's so nice about having them in the same class is when one needs help, the other one helps.
I want Hashem to build the base on Mikdash, and thank you for my brother and my family and for my friends.
Their connection now is even deeper. They're a year apart, and so it's a really deep, deep connection, and they're best friends. And I'm upset that next year they're not going to be together in the same class. Gan Aliya definitely has instilled a love of Torah and Hashem in Ezra.
Marshandi, she does the parsha with us, and I really like it. She does good stories. I have a lot of favorite stories.
Torah is taught with the English subjects here, I think really has broadened his scope of knowledge.
The sea was so big, but they ran it. They ran, and then the bad guys said they were also going to do that, but Hashem closed it.
Here, everyone learns at their own pace, and they choose a different task each day that they want to do, which I think is brilliant because, you know, what could be boring to one kid is interesting to another kid, and then they start to build upon those different learning objectives. We love it, and we hope everyone would come here. Like any of our friends that we know or that have younger children, we always say, you have to see Gan Aliya.